You said that they put millions of my house. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through it. And the damn by King's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my house. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole. Was never expected to grow. Just obstacle sat in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. May fact that I'm here is
Yeah. Shalom. Let me know if everybody can hear me. Shalom. It's Precinct Officer Dawa Shaba, the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenny Yohana. Today is the Monday night scripture breakdown class. I'll be filling in for Officer Kazak Damar. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. I'm coming through clear. Get my headphones on. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. All right. I appreciate that. Got the first one. So I should be sounding pretty good. All right. All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the ones. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get it started. Like I said, it is the Monday night scripture breakdown class. All right. Some more ones. I appreciate that. Just to let everybody know, I have the StreamYard link posted in the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. If you would like to join the live, just click on the link and you'll be able to join right in. If you have any questions, you can ask them directly by clicking on the link, or you can type it in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with. All right. All right. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, man. Happy to see y'all. Happy to see everybody in class. Most High in Christ. So let's go ahead and get it started. If there's any questions about the Bible, about life, about current events, social issues, financial issues, relationships, whatever it may be, here's your opportunity to ask it, and I will answer it. All right. So I'm going to give y'all some time to get that together. If you have any questions, go ahead and type it in or click on the link. All right. Shalom. All right. Any questions? Scripture breakdown. Feel free to ask your questions, y'all. If you have any questions about the Bible. All right, so we got our first question. Officer Magazar asks, Salakia, sir, cause, what I'm thinking that you meant to put probably a typo. What caused, right, what caused the tribes to split? All right, so to get the story behind that, we'll go and get in Kings, where Solomon sinned against the Most High. If you want to grab that. Let me tell you where is it at right here. All right, that's in First Kings. First Kings in 11. If there's anybody that's able to read, man, click on the link. You want to read, trooper, officer, click on the link. All right. So the brother asked the question, what caused the northern tribe and the southern tribes to split? So we're going to get the history behind that. All right. So first thing I want to mention is that the 12 tribes of Israel are so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? at one point we was governed as a one nation, right? If you read the history of the Israelites, which is found in the Bible, it tells you how a portion of the nation divided with the other half. And these two halves was known as the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, right? The Northern Kingdom consists of Ephraim and his fellows. The Southern Kingdom consists of Judah and his fellows. So you had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was the Southern Kingdom. The Northern Kingdom was Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Simeon, all the rest of the tribes, right? Which people will know as today as Hispanics or natives, right? They were divided against the Southern Kingdom. Judah today will be known as Negroes. Benjamin today will be known as the West Indians, right? Levi today will be known as the so-called Haitians, which are much what people will know and identify racially today as Black, right? So you had so-called Hispanic tribes separated from Black people, the Black tribes, right? And it got so intense that at one point we didn't even look at each other as the same people. You know what I mean? We, till this day, we don't even see each other as the same people. Blacks and Hispanics are divided, not knowing that we come from the same father and mother. Blacks and Hispanics are the same people, right? So, well, to understand that, to understand why there's so much conflict and adversity amongst Blacks and Hispanics, we first have to get the history behind it, right? The book called the Bible is the history of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians prior to slavery, right? Before you became a slave, let me see if I can change the layout, right? Before you became a slave, before you was conquered by the Europeans, Spanish, the French, the Dutch, the English, right? Before you was conquered by them, right? Your history was traced all the way back to Jerusalem. Now, this is who you descend from. Hey, shalom, warrior. I'll see you shy. Yahabashem Shabrakata.
Hey, shalom, Adawan. Yabashim Yashabrakata.
What's going on? Shalom, Yahabashem. Is that Sheldon?
Come.
Oh, man. Y'all taking over Cape Town already. Look at that. Yeah, right, man. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The Lord sent them out by twos, man. That's how it started out. You know what I mean? Soon enough, the two is going to turn into three. The three is going to turn into four. The four is going to turn into five. And next thing you know, you're going to have a whole camp out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So keep on rocking. Keep on rocking.
No sign, please.
Damn right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get 1 Kings. And we're going to start at chapter 11 so we can answer Officer Magazar's question. All right. So I just gave you the understanding, the backdrop of it by knowing, who the northern tribe and the southern tribe is, right? And this is very important to know this history, right? Because if you go into the New Testament, a lot of people get confused on who salvation is for, who Christ came for, and who's God's chosen people, right? People get confused behind that because they don't know the history of the Israelites, right? They don't do their due diligence to go into the Old Testament and to find out why people has so much of a confusion on whether or not the Israelites are still chosen by God. Well, I'm here to tell you, in the Old and in the New Testament, the Israelites are the only chosen people of God, right? God did not do away with the Israelites in the New Testament, nor did Christ come to give salvation to everybody, right? Christ came for this particular fact right here, what we're about to read about. What you're about to read about is the reason why Christ came, all right? So whenever you got that, is Trooper Tazarat, what's going on, warrior? Shalom, Yabashim Shukata.
Shalom, Adawan. Yahweh Shim Yo Shabrakathum.
Most High Christ, man. Priest of Most High in Christ. Peace and awesome Magazar. Shalom. Yabashim Rakatah. What's going on, boy?
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ, sir.
All right. Most High in Christ. Trooper Mashah. Shalom. Yabashim Rakatah.
Yahweh Bashem Yoshak Bakata, sir. How you doing, sir?
Man, I can't complain. Mashah, I can't complain, man. Glad y'all brothers is on here. So let's go ahead and get it rocking and rolling without further ado. So whoever got it, you can go ahead and read.
Khan. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 11 and verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Right. King Solomon loved men. Right. If I can just pause you there real quick so we can get understanding behind strange women. Right. According to the Bible, what is considered a strange woman? A woman that acts odd? What is a strange woman according to the Bible?
Salakia the one.
Go ahead.
A woman from another nation.
A woman from another nation. Give the brother a hand. Exactly right. That's what a strange woman is considered. It's not talking about her characteristics or if she's odd or not. Right? It's talking about her being from another race of people. Right? King Solomon loved women from other races outside of his own. King Solomon was what by nationality, by identity?
Shalom, sir.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He's from the tribe of Judah.
Tribe of Judah, an Israelite, right? So within the commandments, right? Within the commandments, right? Within the commandments, it tells us that we are prohibited to marry people outside of our race, right? Outside of our nation, right?
Right.
The tribe of Judah is only supposed to marry within his nation, another tribe of the Israelites or the tribe of their own, right? But Solomon decided to go against what the Lord commanded us to do and marry women outside of his race. That is a big no-no, right? Guess what? I'm here to tell you, right? That is the reason why the Most High flooded the earth. You didn't know, right? This is what this class is for, right? Is it the title of the class? The Bible never meant, right? What they told you, you know what I'm saying? They told you a whole bunch of stuff. You know, they made it seem like we're all inclusive and included in the Bible, and God doesn't care about race and you love who you want to love. Well, that is far from the truth, right? The Lord destroyed every living creature off of the earth due to interracial relationships. Now, here is Solomon doing the same thing, right? Read on.
Khan. Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, the Ammonites, women of the Moabites.
Moabites. Moabites are who? Anybody?
Salakia the one.
Go ahead. So-called Chinese. This is their ancient biblical name. Right before the Qin dynasty, before they called themselves Chinese, they were known as Moabites. Right? Read on.
The Ammonites.
Ammonites. Who are Ammonites?
Salakia the one.
Go
The
ahead.
Japanese.
Japanese. This is their ancient biblical name, right? God is the creator of everything on earth, right? So of course, if you want to find what every creature or every nation is called, wouldn't it not be listed in the Bible? Well, here it is, right? Ammon is the so-called Japanese. Read on.
Edomites.
Edomites, right? Edomites are who? Anybody?
Salakia the one.
Salakia, sir.
Trooper
So-called
Mashah.
white men.
So-called white people.
The
right?
so-called white men.
So-called white man. There you have it. Edom. That's his ancient biblical name. Right? Edom. Right? He is a Edomite. Comes from the nation of Idumea. Right? This is who he is. Read on.
Zidonians
Mm-hmm.
and Hittites.
And Hittites, which are Hamite nations. Right? Hamites are who? So-called what?
So like that,
Go ahead, Trooper
the
Mashah.
so-called
Africans.
Africans.
There you go. Black man, you are not to marry no African. You are not to go to Ghana and think you're going to live a lavish lifestyle out there and marrying all the women and be prosperous and comfortable. That's not how reality is going to play out for you. All right. The Lord commanded us not to marry other nations. Right. And that is including the Chinese woman, the Japanese woman, the what else they didn't mention? Japanese, Chinese, the white woman, the African woman. Go ahead.
From reading from all these nations, right? Like these are all people with flat booties. You tell me King Solomon was in a flat booty?
I guess so. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, now facts. Like, they have nothing on the beauty of a black woman or Hispanic woman. Or Native Indian. You know what I mean? Like, they're nowhere compared. But by all means, you know what I'm saying? King Solomon wants to venture out. He decided to, try the little piece of the devil's pie. You know what I'm saying? And it did not turn out good. All right. So this is the beginning portion of why our nation split, right? Read on.
Verse 2. Of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
You shall do what?
Ye shall not go into them.
Read on.
Neither shall they come in unto you.
Right. Neither should your men get with their women, nor should our women get with their men. Right. This is what the Lord is commanding us. Read on.
For surely they will turn away your heart.
Because of why?
For surely they will turn away your hearts after their gods.
Right. They will get us to turn away from serving our power and our God and start to assimilate to their culture. Now, is this something that's abnormal? Right? Is this something that's not, as if this is not commonly seen in today's time? How many ball players that once they get that contract, they go out and get who? When they get some money in their pocket, do they go back into the hood and get Keisha? All right. But yet you'll never see a rich, white, successful athlete go into the hood and reach out to get a black woman to marry. But yet we'll find the most strayest white dog to marry that all white men rejected and make her the queen of all civilization. You know what I'm saying? You see the disconnect, you see the unbalance. They're not going out to our communities to do that, but yet we'll go out to do that for them because why? We look at them as if they're prized possessions, right? We look at them as if they're more honorable than our own. So we rather seek them than our own. And in order to get that done, guess what we do? We assimilate. We start talking like them. We worship their gods. We act just like them. We behave in a manner that the Lord did not command us to behave. All of that is turning us away from our power, from our culture. That's what the Most High is. Most High is our power. He empowers us on how to conduct ourselves on this earth. Without it, we're just lost sheep. So he gave us a blueprint, right? That caters to who we are, that caters to our nature. And once we start to indulge ourselves in these other nations, we lose all of that. We start to talk more lighter, our pants get more tighter, we get more soft. When that is not the nature of a black man. You know what I'm saying? Read on. All right, so
Solomon said unto these in love.
Right, if I may, for time's sake, I'm gonna jump you down uh,
11.
verse 11, if I could.
Uh,
So
John.
we got this. We got the initial sin. Now this is the consequence behind it. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee,
He would
and will
do
give
what?
it unto thy servant. I will
He would do
surely,
what?
I will surely rend the
Uh-huh.
kingdom from thee.
Right. He will surely rend the kingdom from him. Right. Meaning he's going to pull it away from him. Hey, Shalom, also number one, Yalla. Yabba Shashabakta.
Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat.
Hey, Most High in Christ, man. The water for hopping on, priest.
Most High in Christ.
Right. So the Lord is saying he's going to rend it. He's going to rip the kingdom away from him. Right. And what he's talking about is he's going to split the nation in half. This is the judgment behind Solomon's sin. Right. Read on.
God. And will give it to thy servant. Verse 12. Notwithstanding, in thy days I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Verse 13. Howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son, for David my servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen.
Right. He's saying he's going to split the nation in two. Jump me down to verse 33.
Another one. God. Verse 33. Because that thou have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Molech, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father.
Continue on.
Verse 34. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. Verse 35. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes.
Even what?
Even 10 tribes.
Right. So what is being explained here? Right. Solomon is from the tribe of what? Tribe of what?
Slaughter, sir.
Go ahead.
Tribe of Judah.
From the tribe of Judah. So he's saying for your sake and for David, thy father's sake, I'm going to hold on to a portion of Judah. Right? There's still going to be Judah as a tribe, right? And Judah being the southern kingdom, right, got Benjamin to be a part of the southern kingdom with him as well too, and a portion of Levi, right? But as for the other tribes, right, Ephraim, Manasseh, right, the Lord said he's going to rend him out of his hand and give it to his servant, right? This is the beginning of when the two nations split into two. Right, you split it into two nations. Can y'all see my face? By any chance? Y'all see me? I know
Salakia, sir.
it's dark, but can y'all see me? Go ahead.
Come, so we can see you, but it's just maybe the lighting in the room. I think maybe the light in the room is off.
Yeah, my lighting is jammed up. My lamp ain't working. All right. So I got another lamp and it's not bright enough. But I'm trying my best, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a dark ass nigga, y'all. Y'all still see me though? Y'all can see me? I say I'm just a black ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? But as long as y'all can hear my voice, man, I appreciate it. All right. But yeah, so that's the beginning story of when the nation split into two. Right? Drop that. Let me get Ezekiel 37. And give me verse.
$16.
Yeah, start me at verse. All right, let me give verse, for time's sake, just give me verse 22. Verse 22. Hey, God, God. Hey, God, I thank the Lord too. You know what I'm saying? I wake up in the morning, look myself in the mirror. I say, Most High Christ, I'm a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
So yeah, let's get Ezekiel 37. Start me at verse 22.
Come. I'll go ahead. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 22. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel.
Right. This is talking about Israelites. He said he's gonna make them one nation. We just read the history about the split. When Solomon sinned, that's when the split happened, right? Solomon's son Rehoboam came into power, and he was in odds with Jeroboam, right? And because Jeroboam had influence amongst the 9.5 tribes, they went with him. They followed after him. And Rehoboam maintained his position with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And as time developed, that's where it became known as the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, right? And with that history is how two nations was formed and how Gentiles was known to be made in the New Testament. Now, depending on context, Gentiles can be talking about other nations, right? But it can also be talking about Israelites, right? These Israelites that it's talking about is the ones that's separated and not together with their brothers that decided to join the other nations, right? The Northern Kingdom went into captivity, right? And they started following other customs, other gods, other religions, other way of life, right? And they became scattered. But Judah maintained a bit of sovereignty, right? They maintained a portion on the land of Israel, right? But as for the other tribes, they became known as Gentiles, right? So when you read the New Testament, this is the history behind it, right? The Lord said he's going to make them one nation. How did he do that? He's doing that with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was sent to make these two kingdoms one again, like it was in the time of David, right? Read on.
Come. And one king shall be king to them all.
And one king shall be king unto them all. That king is who?
Christ.
Jesus Christ, right? Yahushua Mashiach. Damn right, boy. Hey, shalom, also Kamar. Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Damn right. Damn right, man. Glad to see our brothers up in here, man. All right. So that's what it's talking about. You know what I'm saying? The king is Yahushua. He was sent in the New Testament for this purpose, not for the whole world, but to save the nation. Read on.
Khan. And they shall be no more two nations.
There shall be no more what?
And they shall be no more two nations.
Right. Things got so bad to the point we didn't even look at each other as one. Right? The southern kingdom start to look at the northern kingdom as if there are a totally separate nation. That's how bad things got between us two. Right? They didn't even look at them as if they were their brothers. They didn't even consider it. Because it started out with this sin, and from there we went to captivity and serving other gods. Now, how does this correlate to today? I just mentioned before we broke this down in the beginning that the northern kingdom is who? So-called what tribes? Go ahead.
The Hispanic tribes.
The Hispanic and native tribes, right? The southern kingdom is so-called who? Go ahead.
Judah and Benjamin.
Judah and Benjamin, right? So-called black tribe.
Right.
This is how you know it's relevant till this day, because we are still at odds with each other till this day. If anybody needs a Messiah, rest assured it's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
We definitely need somebody to show us how to mend our differences, how to unify, to build infrastructure. So that way we can protect ourselves, protect our neighborhoods, and protect our communities. We can't do that if we're divided. And guess who else knows that? Your oppressor knows that. He knows that once these people come back together, that will be the end of his rulership. That's when we will begin to gain power on this earth. That's when we will be able to build something. So he tells us, listen, those Hispanic guys, they're not like you. They're here to take your jobs. They're immigrants, right? What does Trump call us? Grapers, unalivers. That's what Trump calls them. And then you got foolish Negroes believing that propaganda. Like, yeah, they're here to take my job. No, they're not. Those are your brothers, man, that's seeking refuge from a land that the oppressor went in and infiltrated and destroyed. We have to be willing to help out those brothers and sisters out the same way they helped us when we were in slavery. Because guess who freed the Mexican of the black people? It was the Mexican people. When we escaped into Mexico, guess what? You was considered free. The Mexican people fought to end slavery. Did y'all know that history?
Come.
You know what I mean? Like, this is something that's not commonly taught amongst the black and Hispanic and Native Indian community. We're not taught how we're one, how we have the same oppressor. So this is what keeps us divided. But Christ, with this truth, with this knowledge of the Bible and this understanding, is what can bring us together. That's what Christ's mission was all about. Bringing Hispanic people together with black people. Right? No longer are we two different, but now we're going to be one. Read on.
Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Right. That is the gospel. That's the gospel right there. That's the good news. Right? Give the Lord a hand for that. You know what I'm saying? That is what's beautiful to hear. Right? All that prosperity preaching that's going on in the church, all that singing and that self-esteem speech that they give out in church, all of that sounds nice. It feels good, right? But the true gospel, the true good news that we need to heal ourselves, to heal our trauma, is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are chosen people of God. And we are one race. That we have to come back together to better our conditions, serving the Most High. That's what we need to hear. That's the only thing that's going to free us, right? Christ is not coming back for one particular tribe. He's not only coming for the Judites. He's not only coming for the Levites, right? He's not only coming for the Ephraimites. He's coming for all 12 together as one. All right. So, for time's sake, did I answer your question, Officer Margazar?
Hold on, sir.
All right, Most High in Christ, man. Any other questions? I know you in here, Trooper Taza Rock. Go ahead, get down, man. Go ahead. I know you got something, man.
Salaam, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Now you go ahead. If you ain't got no more questions, I might ask another one.
Come. Salaam, sir. Me and Sheldon just had a conversation about. Sheldon was talking about because I just wanted to just maybe if you can, if I'm right, you can back me up on it. So me and Sheldon was talking about once the school is established properly in those words. Sheldon was talking about hoping that gun violence would end. And so I kind of said to him, in this society or in this world, gun violence would probably most likely not end, or gang violence. But as soon as we get the 144, as soon as all those brothers come in, then it will stop. But as for us being in the school, going out in the streets, making video and stuff, that those things would not potentially, could potentially stop gang violence, because with the Most High, anything is possible. But in this world, what I said to him, we are not saying per se ending gang violence, but we are getting the 144, those brothers together, so that gang violence could end when Christ comes.
Khan. Which, if I could, to add on to what you're saying, the Christ said that the kingdom of heaven is within you.
Right.
So like you said, we going out and raising brothers up, raising sisters up to turn away from that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And those who turn away from that lifestyle, right, don't have to live a life of harming another brother or looking over your back, wondering if your enemy is going to smoke you from this block or that block. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the kingdom is going to look like. Exactly right. You know what I'm saying? The kingdom is going to look like just like that. Now, as far as what's going on with the issue of it, right, I think that what's important for us to understand is what's the root behind this issue, right? Everything has a root. Everything has its origin, right? We got to find out how all of this began. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's going to free us is understanding that this is all the doings of our oppressor. Right? Now, most people will say, well, that's victim mentality. All right, well, let's put it to the test then. All right, prior to integration, during the 1920s, what was the stat of gang violence then? Anybody know? All right, how many Bloods killed Crips in Rosewood during the 1920s? Go ahead.
Slugger, there were no stats.
I can't find none. Right? Can anybody tell me the stats of how many vice lords killed GDs in North Carolina? How about Tulsa, Oklahoma? How many Crips killed Bloods in Tulsa, Oklahoma? Anybody know?
0.
0. Now, why is that?
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
Because we was forced to come together with each other. We ain't had.
Nah, get down. My bad.
We ain't have no alternative but our own. We had to love each other. We couldn't depend on nobody else but ourselves.
Right. Get a brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Get a brother a hand. We had to figure it out. Because it was easier for us to identify who the enemy is. Now the lines are blurred now, right? And what is the major component that blurred those lines of us not being able to identify who the enemy is? That was you, Officer Kamar?
Khan. Integration.
Get a brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Integration, right? They just recently, right, celebrated a man named Martin Luther King. This is somebody that's well renowned in American history. Well, guess what? Martin Luther King did a great disservice to the Black community. Because prior to us integrating with white society, there was no gang violence. There was none of that going on.
Right.
There wasn't no my hood against your hood. There was none of that going on. I'm saying all that to say the reason why gang violence is an issue today is because we assimilated with white culture. Violence is white culture. Now, am I lying? Let's put that to the test. Remember when Donald Trump was having his presidential speech outdoors? I forgot what state he was in. Do anybody remember?
Nah,
sir. I can't remember.
He was having a public speaking outdoors in some state, a white state, right? Where he was trying to campaign for votes. Well, there was opposing views amongst the crowd of people that was there to support him. Instead of them, verbally speaking out against their differences or finding a way to get to some resolution during that presidential campaign, guess what? Donald Trump ended up getting shot by the opposition. That's what happened, right? Donald Trump is a Republican. Their political party colors are what?
Slovakia.
Go ahead.
Red.
The other political party that's in opposition with them, which is known as Democrats, their political party colors are what?
It's blue, sir. Slovakia.
It's blue. So one blue man who was upset at the red shot at him. Doesn't that sound familiar? Well, guess what? If that can happen at a grand higher level, at a presidential level, what makes you think that doesn't trickle down to the common folks? Right? Somebody get me. Y'all get what I'm saying? Did I lose y'all? Go ahead.
Oh no, not to cut you off, sir. But also too, before there was any so-called black on black crime, before we became the new quote unquote gangsters, like how you was bringing it out, it was these devils. You got the Italian mob, you got John Gotti, you got all these devils that was the originator of the gangsters, the originator of the drug dealers. It was them. And once we integrated, we took all his ways. It's like
give the brother a hand. Give the brother a hand. Go ahead.
If I could just double back what you say about Martin Luther King, the reason why also he split, divided blacks and Hispanics like that was the very reason why King Solomon split the kingdom because he loves strange women. It's like
Fact. Nah, 100%. You know what I mean? That's FBI document. You know, this is public record that you can look up. Martin Luther King was known for having sex orgies. This is what he was doing, right? And at the end of it all, just how you know that he was such a selfish man. At the end of it all, he turned around and said, well, I felt I led my people into a burning house. Like, not taking no accountability, not realizing that you misled us, right? But just saying, well, it is what it is. Now my people's going to burn for it. That's selfish. All because he had a lust and a desire for strange women. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Lord is raising up new leaders to teach us the truth. This is not about your independent feelings. This is not how you feel individually. Whether you love or hate white people does not matter. Who gives a damn?
Right.
You can have 5 white friends. That don't matter. What matter is what's fair and what's just. You understand what I'm saying? And what's
Right.
fair and just is that if you rob a man of his goods, that you have to pay him in return for what you stole. That's what's fair and just, regardless of what you feel. I can like you and love you all day. What's fair is that I get back what was taken from me. And that's what the only thing God is concerned with. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what it's all about. And this is what can free blacks and Hispanics from the mindset of gangbanging. By knowing that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That's right.
Let me get Ecclesiasticus 10:2, Bible shot. And I see a question in the chat. I'm gonna grab that when I get time. That was you, Officer Nawan Yala?
Yeah, come on. I also had a question as well.
Okay, Khan. Do you want to? I'll grab it after I get this verse.
Okay.
All right. Let me just read the comment. Sheldon said Trump assassination attempt was in Butler, Pennsylvania. There you have it, Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? Where it was in full display the nature of how your oppressor operates. It was in full display. Right now, these are people that we view and look up to for guidance and direction in America. If they're treating each other this way in the public view, how do you think the people is going to reciprocate that? They're going to look at that and say, well, I should do the same thing. When I have an opposing view with my enemy, when I don't see eye to eye with somebody, this is how I should respond, because it's happening the same way in the presidential level. I get what I'm saying?
Okay. Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
If I could say real quick, like that's the same exact thing that happened to what's his name, Charlie Kirk, like when he was on that campus, and the same people, you know what I'm saying, the people that did were, you know what I'm saying, were white, you know what I'm saying, and all because they disagreed, or you know what I'm saying, what you know what I'm saying, whatever reason they thought of, you know what I'm saying, because they disagreed with his views or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they first resort was to unalive him, and they unalived him in front of everybody. And recently, you know, there was a woman who just got arrested for a plot to assassinate Trump recently, but you know, he's heavily focused on you know, the Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, and this and that. Meanwhile, his, you know what I'm saying, his people are knocking each other off left and right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so true. Give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the nature and the behavior that we assimilated to. This is what we integrated into. We integrated with a lawless beast. So guess what you're gonna become? Y'all get what I'm saying?
Don't
Come on.
Who got that for me real quick?
Salakia, you said that's 12 and 2 in Ecclesiasticus.
Was it 12 and 2? I think it's 10. Did I say 12? Or, let me do that. 10 and 2, my bad. 10 and 2.
10 and 2.
God.
All right, Khan. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
Right. As the judge of the people, the judge is the person that's in the position of power, that sits on top of the officers. So however the judges behave and the standards and examples that he set out, guess how the officers are going to behave? The people that's under him. Right? We are the subjects in this land. We are the people that's on the bottom. And oftentimes we look up to the oppressor. Well, guess what? If we see them carry themselves in a behavior that's violent, guess how we're going to behave? In the same manner, the same violent nature, right? And the Bible is giving you that understanding. The Bible understands the mind of man and how it can be heavily influenced. And they push this propaganda onto us as if we're inherently violent, when Black people are not inherently violent. We became like this because we're following a violent beast. We're trying to adapt to his nature because we found that was the only way to be in order to assimilate and listen to Martin Luther King. Read on.
Khan. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Right. Whatever the manner of the man that ruled that city, that's how the people in that city is going to behave the same way. Right? Look how destructive Donald Trump is. This man is literally a grown child. You know what I'm saying? And you don't think his people that follow him, right? They don't, you think they're going to behave with decency? They're not. Right? And we looking up to these people is the same way. And psychology is going to break this down the same way. Right? This is psychology in the Bible. Psychologists study this. Right? This is called the trickle down effect. How many of y'all heard of this before? Go ahead.
Okay, can you say it again? Other one?
Trickle down effect.
Come on.
Right? In psychology, I'm going to read it real quick. In psychology, the trickle down effect refers to a top down hierarchical process where the attitudes, behaviors, or emotions of leaders, e.g., or example, managers, coaches, are emulated by the subordinates, my bad. Y'all see that?
Come.
This is what's going on with us as a people. We are the subordinates in this place. We are the subjects of this land. And Martin Luther King told us to look up to white society. Neglect your Black fountain and drink out of the white fountain. Neglect your Black restaurant and eat at the white restaurant, as if their bullcrap was any better than ours. We looked up to them during the civil rights movement. And because we looked up to them, we began to behave like them in attitude, behavior, and emotion. Now we have where we shooting each other down in the streets. Everybody loved to point the blame at the youths and how the Black man is the problem and where's the Black man and the Black man ain't ish, but don't nobody ever place blame on the so-called white man.
Right.
You won't hear a peep. Somebody said Salakia? Right. You won't hear a peep. always got so much to say when it comes to each other, when it comes to expressing self-hatred. But when we want to even mention a little bit of what the oppressor could have, what he could have possibly contributed into our demise, we want to neglect that. We want to act as if it don't exist. Well, I'm here to tell you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, if you want to leave that gang banging lifestyle, stop living like a white man.
Right.
Learn your culture, learn your identity, learn who you are. So yes, we can get free. And the way we're going to fight it is by giving them a new understanding. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, as long as this white man is in power, our people can continue to try to follow and emulate him. And those that do that will fall with him. You know what I'm saying? So did that answer your question, brother?
Kind of accounts, sir. You actually gave me an idea for a video now.
God, most sign Christ. Most sign Christ. So any other question? I know you said you had a question also in the one y'all.
Come.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my question in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. I want to break down where it say, it's like you there, sir?
Con, I can't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, come. Habakkuk 2 and 5, it say, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. I wanted to break down on that part right there, sir.
God. Start me up some. Let's see. Start me up. Probably 2 verses. Start me up 2 verses.
Come. Verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Right. So Habakkuk is a brother, an Israelite that was in captivity. Right. People don't understand that the prophets, when they spoke against governments. They spoke against powers. Right. It was not about love and holding hands. When they spoke about what's going to happen to the nations in the future. Right. In this particular moment, we was in captivity under the other nations. And Habakkuk is going to get ready to tell you the end of these nations that rule over us. These heathens that rule over us, that oppress us, that oppress blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There is a judgment that's getting ready to happen on this earth. And this is what the prophets spoke about thousands of years ago. Read on.
Come, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right. These nations, their soul is not upright. They're not thinking about serving the Most High. They're only thinking about serving their own self. Right? Read on.
Come. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
Right. His desire as hell and as death. Now, of course, this is not talking about being underground and burning in fire for eternity. Right? According to the Bible, hell is described as what?
A condition.
A condition. Right? And these nations, they enlarge themselves, right, with riches and wealth, right? But the end of it all will lead to what? To their destruction. To their destruction that plays out on earth. Right? Though you enlarge yourself, at the end of it all, comes destruction and death. That's what God has planned for those that go against him, that go against his people. Read on.
But gathereth slaughter, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right. He's trying to conquer land, trying to conquer territory, going into areas that don't belong to them. Right? This is what the nations are still doing till this day. You got Trump that's fighting to go into Greenland. That's of course that's white on white crime, but still alone, his mindset is to conquer territory. He just kidnapped the president of Venezuela not too long ago. For what purpose? The drugs? Really? You mean to tell me all the drugs that's being pushed in America, you focus on Venezuela, a third world country? You know what I'm saying? He blowing up fishermen boats as if they're tank loads of cocaine on those boats. You understand what I'm saying? He's using high military graded weapons on these fishermen boats, all in the name of drugs, fight on drugs. When really he's only there just to conquer territory, so he can gain control over that oil. And though he has the position and the power to do that and to kidnap the president, to seize the oil, guess what? At the end of it all, it's going to lead to his destruction. Read on.
Come, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Read that again.
Come. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Woe to him that increases that is not his. What is this talking about? Who want to break that down?
It's a lot.
Go ahead.
This sound like the white man. He came over here on this land, took it and say it's his. He trying to go to like you said, Greenland. He trying to conquer everything. Take all the land that is not his. He trespassing everybody's borders and setting up his border and saying that it's my land now. Get out.
Damn right. Get a brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Right. The word woe means what? Destruction. The Lord is saying destruction to those that get stuff that know damn well don't belong to them. You trying to strong arm robbery things that don't belong to you. Well, there's going to be a price to pay for that. Though you have it now and it looks like it's a gain, at the end is going to be to your demise. Read on.
Come. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right. That build towers. Right. That use their armory. They use the society and what they have to act as if they're protected from the Lord's judgment. I mean, the Lord is going to get ready to bring down all these nations, regardless of how much wealth you think they have. Guess what? At one point, Egypt was known as the most powerful nation on the earth. Egypt was so advanced at its time, nobody thought Egypt would ever fall. But guess what? There is a God that's powerful enough to bring down anything on this earth, regardless of who it is. And if these nations don't realize that, soon enough they will. All right. So does that answer your question, brother?
Come, sir.
All right, Most High in Christ. Shout out to Sister Ma'alabath, also Kazak Gamara Rib, Most High in Christ. Listen, this sister is a psychologist, all right? You know what I mean? So she'll get you right, you know what I mean? So shout out to you. This is where I get it from. I get it from y'all. All right. But any other question?
Salak, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
This is not like a specific scripture, but if you could, any scriptures that'll help on, you know, being brotherly / sisterly, you know, even when said brother or sister is not much of a brother or sister to you.
Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question. Let me get
Matthew 18.
yeah, that's a good one. That's the perfect one. The other one is somebody can grab me. Yeah, I think it's in there too. If that brother trespass against thee, rebuke him. But what we about to get is go to him and him alone. Hold on, real quick. Let me see.
Wait, you said go to him and him alone first?
Nah, not that one. Let me get the other one first. Go ahead.
You want verse 15?
Let me get Luke instead, real quick. What does verse 15 say?
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, I believe you just said that.
What else it says? That's all it said?
Answer, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's good. But hold that one. Go ahead. I'll send the one here.
I got 77 times 7.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All these are good precepts. If you want to just read it out, the verse and the book and the verse and chapter.
Matthew 18 and 22.
All right, it says Matthew 18 and 22, Matthew 18 and 15. The one I wanted to get to is Luke chapter 17, verse 3. Let me get this one real quick. Right, because what I want to also establish for brothers and sisters is that it's important for us as well to learn how to develop boundaries also. Right, there's nothing wrong with having boundaries. All right. Now, of course, when we read these things, right, about 70 times 7 or go to him and him alone, those are not to take away accountability. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so to give your brother or sister the benefit of doubt. You know, give them an opportunity to make things right. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with first setting down a few set of boundaries or principles and standards, right, that you feel like, you know, should not be crossed. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. So this is the verse I want to get to first, so we can understand that. You know, let's get Luke 17 and 3.
Salak, yes, sir, I got it.
Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Take heed to yourselves.
Take heed to yourselves, right? Read on.
Khan. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him.
Do what?
Rebuke him.
Do what?
Rebuke him.
Now, like we just read in the previous chapters, right? 70 times 7, which is very much true, giving your brothers and sisters the benefit of the doubt, right? About going to him and him alone, or her alone, right? But still in all, At the end of it all, there is nothing wrong with setting standards and requirements and boundaries that you have for yourself in order for this to not to escalate further, right? So if your brother does trespass against you, the word trespass means what? Anybody?
Like,
Go ahead.
if your brother sin against you,
If he sin against you, if he does something offensive towards you that you're
Right.
offended by, right? The Bible is saying you should do what?
Rebuke him.
What does the word rebuke mean?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Correct.
Correct him. Give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means. Correct him. That doesn't mean to be argumentative. That's not what it means. You know what I'm saying? But that is to hold them accountable for the offense that they did unto you. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? If you have an issue, correct that brother or sister on that issue. Right? Don't ever think it's okay to be passive with offenses. Meaning, if you felt like somebody did you wrong and you hurt by it, don't say to yourself, for the sake of brotherhood, it is what it is. Don't do that. Why do I say that? Because what's going to happen in time, eventually? What's going to happen?
Salakia.
Officer Kamar, you got it.
They're gonna continue to do that same thing that offended you in the first place.
Which is true. And within yourself, what are you going to develop?
right.
Go ahead.
Resentment.
Resentment.
Hatred.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Hatred, resentment. You're going to bear hatred against that brother or sister. You know why? Because you never addressed the offense that they committed against you. You never went to them and corrected them on it. You never went and set boundaries. So now every little thing that they do triggers you now. They sneeze too hard. You think they trying to sneeze on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see them somewhere, they mistakenly walk past you. You think they did it on purpose now. Every little thing triggers you now. You understand what I'm saying? It's not brotherly to do that. It's not, don't think it's brotherly. Take a brother or sister to counsel if you have to. That is love. That is brotherly to do. Right? Take away the stigma of thinking that it's hatred or you're a snitch or you're being soft or weak if you have an offense to something that a brother or sister do to you. That is not soft or weak. What's soft and weak is for you to harbor it within and then you become emotional. That's what's soft and weak to do. If you have any guts about yourself, you will step to that person and correct them on it. If you have any guts or self-worth, you will set boundaries and be like, no, I don't want this to happen this way. Can you stop doing this? If you keep on doing this, I'm gonna have to, respond with this. You understand what I'm saying? But if you just be like, I'm offended, but oh well, that's my brother. I'm offended, but what could I do? That's my sister. You inviting for more trouble to come in. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Come
You understand me? All right. Christ is not saying to be a pushover. That's not what he's saying. He's saying if your brother trespass against you, so anytime that you read those scriptures about 70 times 7, you know what I'm saying? Or that you read about going to him and him alone, it's about for this purpose alone. That you go to that brother or sister and correct whatever mistake or offense that they committed against you. That's how it's done. Right? Read on.
Con. And if he repent.
And if he does what?
If he repent.
And if he does what?
If he repent.
Read on.
Forgive him.
To do what?
Forgive him.
Guess what? Let's say they don't repent. The word repent means what?
Select.
Mm-hmm.
Change.
They don't change. So what should happen then?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
You call him to counsel.
Call them to counsel. Right? Don't just let it brush under the rug. Don't just be like, I know you're gonna keep on doing it. It's okay. You know, you're my brother. It's okay. You're my sister. It's all right. No, I don't like what you did. I'm taking you to counsel. That's it. That's all it has to be. It's not hate. It's not. It shouldn't be bad blood. It shouldn't be animosity. None of that. You felt offended by something you did, right? Go to them and them alone. If they don't stop doing it, take them to counsel. That's how you get it done. You know what I mean? If somebody's being unbrotherly to you, right? The brotherly thing to do to them is to do what? What? Anybody give me context? What should he do? Somebody, you know, you being brotherly, but still in all, this person is still being unbrotherly to you. What should you do then?
Salakia the one. You
Go ahead.
rebuke him and then take
Get the
him to
brother,
counsel.
get the brother, rebuke them. You know, be correct them. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get it done. That's how you do it. Don't none of that. I'ma kill him with kindness. That don't fly here in a UPK. Stop that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have real life issues that we have to deal with. In order to correct those issues, we have to have enough love for each other to take each other to counsel for it. You understand what I'm saying? If you sweep it under the rug, all you're gonna do is create more problems. Bad blood does not just go away. You have to address it direct. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Come.
Let me get one more verse. Let me get. Let me get Ecclesiasticus 19 and 13. I did see questions in the chat. My bad, y'all. I got y'all. My bad. I got y'all. Salaki said, how would you go about doing that without someone who is not in the truth? I got you. Right? Understand this. Everything that we speak about, everything that we teach, right, is not only targeted specifically for those that's in the truth. Best believe it can work with those that's outside of the truth. Now the thing is, those that's outside of the truth, right? They ain't gonna want to, adhere to counsel and want to come to counsel, and you tell them, hey, I'm gonna take you to counsel. They ain't gonna know what the hell you talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? At the same time, you should understand that don't let people play with your top. You know what I mean? Don't let people play with your name, right? If you feel offended by anything that any brother or sister does to you in the truth, outside of the truth, go to them and correct them on it. Have to do that, right? Now, the thing is, we have to learn how to correct somebody. That's the thing. Because oftentimes when we go to correct somebody, we usually do what? Explode on them. Oh, fuck, nigga, you draw me like this. Why the hell you... You emotional because they offended you, right? You don't know how to regulate your emotions. So when you step to them to correct it, you just made the whole thing even more worse. You're like a spark adding to the fire. That's only going to intensify it. Go ahead.
It's almost, I saw a video just, I think it was this week or last week, where the guy, he explodes on his coworker, and he just says, I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a real nigga.
Yeah, God, I see that. Yeah, I see that. You know what I mean? You don't want to be hot-headed. You don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? There is a civil way to set boundaries. I hope y'all know that, right? You don't always have to be hostile. You know what I'm saying? And we learned that from our oppressor. That the main go-to for any resolution is to be hostile. For what? You think that's gonna get you an advantage over the person that offended you? Right? I don't know if you know, niggas out here ain't soft, whether they in the truth or not. You know what I'm saying? Black people, there's some black people that don't play that stuff. And you can
Right.
act tough all you want to. Guess what? They're gonna retaliate just as tough back to you. You know what I mean? You want to learn how to regulate your emotions and learn how to de-escalate. You understand what I'm saying? It's an art to it. Right? There's a rapper that says, let the sweat dry off, then grab the cannon. Right? Shout out to Styles P. Right? You want to first calm yourself down before you retaliate. Right? You want to learn tactics to help soothe your anger before you say something, before you address a brother or a sister, especially for those that's not in the truth, because they got no standards to go by. No offense, I'm just saying, like, they have nothing that's keeping them accountable for their behavior, so they're liable to snap anyway. Now, if a brother or sister does that to you, by all means, protect yourself. You know what I mean? Protect yourself, but speak to them. Be like, hey, man, I don't appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Speak in a tone where it could be direct and easily communicated and easily received. It's direct and it's easily received. You tell them, hey, I don't appreciate you talking to me like that. I would appreciate if you can stop doing X, Y, and Z. It's direct, it's clear, it's concise, and you're setting boundaries. Now, if he says, my bad, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, guess what? He repented. Right? If he do it again, guess what you should do again? Rebuke him. Correct him. Yo, I don't appreciate you doing this. Yo, my bad. I didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. But if you go with him and rebuke them and correct them, and they be like, nigga, F you. I did it and what? You know, protect yourself by all means. If they want to swing on you, protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. There is nothing wrong with protecting yourself. It's your God-given right to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be in a mindset where you're calm, cool, and collected. Don't go in there guns blazing, especially for those that's not in the truth. All right? That's just a little bit of advice, right? So who got that in Ecclesiasticus? And
19 and 30.
Khan, you got that word.
Khan, sir. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19, verse 13. Admonish a friend. It may be he has not done it.
Right. Admonish. Right. You know what admonish means? Admonish is synonymous with what? Go ahead.
Prove.
Prove is synonymous with what? Go ahead. Officer Yeshaya.
So I googled the thing for admonish means to reprimand.
To reprimand, which means
to correct.
Thank you. See how it all correlates? You know what I'm saying? Correct a friend. Admonish him. Don't be, man, it's my brother. It's okay, I'm offended by it, but hey, I ain't no bitch. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes I see brothers and sisters do that. They try to put on a persona as if their feelings is not hurt by something. And they'll say stuff like, well, I ain't no soft, I ain't no bitch, when that's the wrong way to go about it. You was offended. Right? Not addressing it is the bitch thing to do. Be a man and address it. You know what I mean? Be a man and look another man in the eyes and set boundaries. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? or a sister? Are you that uncivilized to not speak to a sister face to face and set boundaries? Do everything have to turn into love and hip hop? You understand what I'm saying?
Go, come.
Right. It's not as if offenses won't come, but woe unto them by who cometh the offense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Paraphrase. Offenses are gonna happen, gonna clash, but these are ways to help soothe out those situations. Right? Read on.
Come. If maybe he has not done it, and if he have,
Go ahead, read on, my bad.
and if he have done it, that he do it no more.
Right. If he have done it, then he does what? What's another word that he don't do it no more?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
He repent.
Give the brother a, you know what I'm saying? There you have it. All right. So I hope that answered your question, Officer Kamar. You know what I'm saying? If you're being brotherly to somebody and they be unbrotherly to you, don't sweep that under the rug. Now, of course, this is hypothetical. I'm not saying this is what you're going through specifically, but in general, for everybody that's listening, if you have anything, it could be the slightest thing. If you feel like this person's tone was disrespectful, do not sweep it under the rug, because that's not brotherly. Tell them, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, pull them to the side. You know, you could have told me to, you know, to do that a little more better. You know what I mean? I would appreciate, you know what I'm saying? If you would have, you know what I mean? That's just the right thing to do. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? And anybody who with any common decency would be like, you know what? I didn't mean it that way. You know, I meant it like this. You know, I apologize. Yeah, work it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how things should be. You know what I mean? But if you allow yourself to be like, I'm gonna just let it slide, it's fine. That feeling that you felt, that tightening in your chest that you felt, is not gonna go away. Because guess what? Because you didn't rebuke them, they're gonna do it again.
Right.
Because you didn't have the guts to address them then, you're not gonna address them now. And that same tightness is gonna grow tighter and tighter and tighter throughout time, right? Throughout months, throughout years, and to the point where it's gonna blow up when it could have been fizzled out from the beginning. Now y'all fighting like animals because you never addressed the issue. So that's how it's done. All right. So did that answer your question, Officer Kumar?
Come, sir, Salaki.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, so that's so heavy. Like, not like what you were bringing out, not addressing it, nipping it in the bud is not nipping what a brother or sister did to you, you know what I'm saying, off the rip, you know what I'm saying, nipping it in the bud. It is dangerous, and it could lead to, you know, bigger issues. It's like, even now in the world, is a whole bunch of beefs, like brothers unaliving each other, you know what I'm saying, sisters don't like each other, and this and that. And like, if you, like, when you get to the root of it, it was over something so small, like so much, so minor. Like, it could have been handled and nipped in the bud quick, especially with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? It could be something so small, but now is bodies dropped on this side, and now it's a continuous cycle. Now it'll never end, and it all started over something. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers could have talked, but you know, niggas don't know, you know, how to talk to each other these days, and you know, just have brotherhood and get the problem solved quickly before it becomes a very deadly issue. So that is heavy what you brought out, sir. So like,
Most time, Christ. Brakataya way of a shot. You know what I'm saying? That's spot on. You know, that's very true. Like, the thing is, like Black people, we are the most civilized people. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the most civil people on this earth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we are the most peaceful, loving people on this earth. But the thing is, they utilize propaganda to push in our faces to act irate all the time. They put it in the media for us to act hostile all the time. And we tend to mimic those things that we see on TV when that's not real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they put the suspense music behind it. You know what I mean? When they show it on TV, they got the music, the tempo gets faster while they arguing. You know, the cut scenes and the camera. That's not reality, man. You know what I mean? And we go into conflict with those things in our mind rather than, well, let me try to gain this brother or sister.
Right.
Right. The whole purpose of me rebuking them is so I can gain this brother or sister, so we can maintain our bond, some type of unity. Of course, without neglecting no boundaries. I won't cross yours, you won't cross mine, so we fine. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I've gained you by knowing that I'm not gonna just go out and punch you in the mouth just because I'm mad at you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather gain a friendship with boundaries so that way we can have mutual respect for each other. Respect, love without respect is nothing. I'm telling you right now. Say you love somebody all you want, you love black people, but you're gonna have to up your respect then. And since they taught us this since grade school. In order to get respect, you have to do what?
You gotta give it.
Gotta give it. That's how it goes. That's how the world works. That's how the universe works, y'all. You want respect, you better give respect. Don't be treating people like shit. Don't be talking down on people. Don't be getting hostile in every situation because you're gonna get that exactly back in return. All right. Anything else? Any other questions, y'all? Go ahead.
I guess it's a two-part. The wise men, were they were they Israel?
I was waiting on you, Trubataza Rap. There you go. Both sides good. God, the wise men were Israelites.
So then my next question would be how do I say this? Were they doing astronomy or like, you know what I'm saying? Because they was reading the signs, they was reading the stars. Lucky, could you explain that?
I was saying that first, right? Let me get Exodus. Exodus. We get Exodus 13 and 21, right? What those three wise men used was not astrology, right? They was not counting the stars in order to locate where Yahushua was born at, right? But these three men, because they was wise, understood what they was looking at in order to travel to Yahushua, right? Most people don't understand that the Most High, he has ways to transport himself, or the Most High and his angels have ways to transport themselves to and fro from heaven to earth, right? And they utilize vehicles that we can't even identify, right? And most times when they're seen, we're identifying them with things that we can practically identify it with, right? We'll align it with something that's common to us to best describe it, right? So what these three wise men seen was a chariot from the Most High in order to identify where Yahushua was. Right? Let me get Exodus 13 and 21 real quick.
Oh, no.
I'll let Trooper Tazarop read. I'll let Trooper Tazarop read. If you're able to.
Khan out of Wakan. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 13, and verse 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud.
Right. The Lord went before them. Them is talking about the children of Israel while they was in the wilderness, right? Leading them in the wilderness, we was being led by what? A chariot from God. You understand? This is how we was being led. And during the daytime, it would lead us as a cloud, right? It was a chariot in the midst of a cloud leading us in the wilderness. But this chariot was the vehicles that the angels used, the angelic vehicles that the angels use to transport from heaven to earth. Right? Today they would describe them as UFOs. Guess what? The UFOs are very much real. And they're not being piloted by who you think they are. It's not green, scaly skin creatures with big black eyes and big heads that's driving these UFOs. Right? They're being driven by angels of God. And since the time of Moses, they were known to be the chariots of God, the angels of God. And it was out there leading us in the wilderness. Read on.
Khan of Wakan. To lead them the way. And by night in a pillar of fire.
And at night, a pillar of fire. Right? It's night out. We're in the wilderness. It's dark. Right? This chariot gave us light. Right? It gave us light in the form of fire. Right? In a form of fire lit up in the sky as a pillar, leading us in the wilderness. So when these three wise men seen that specific star, they knew that was a chariot from God showing them where Yahushua was at, leading them to Yahushua. Right? It wasn't astrology of what people would think. You know what I'm saying? Like the scriptures say, don't be dismayed by the stars. Right? We don't worship stars or none of that. You know what I mean? That's what these heathens do. Now, of course, when it comes to navigating on the ship at night, right? You know, sailors will use those stars. Even our people, they utilize those stars to navigate through the sea and all that because it gives you direction. You know what I'm saying? But this bright star that was over Yahushua was a chariot. The same way it was a chariot in the time of Moses. Right? Did I answer your question?
Khan out of Wakan. You got time for maybe a one or two more, maybe another question.
Well, why not? Go ahead, Tucker. I was waiting for you, brother. I was waiting on you. You the guy I was waiting on the whole time. Nah, you got it.
Let's see. I think I know the answer to one, but maybe I get a breakdown for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Can I get a breakdown on Luke 10 and 29, the parable that Yahushua uses?
You there already? Did you want to read it? Or another brother?
It's like, it don't matter. I can read it, or if another brother is willing to read.
Okay.
I got it for you right here, though.
Okay. All right. You got it.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 10. I have to go up for context. This is the book of Luke, chapter 10, in verse 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, what is written in the law?
In the what?
What is written in the law?
In the law. Sidebar, the law is not done away with. Read on.
how readest thou?
Mm-hmm.
And he answering said, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself.
Right. If you love the Lord, you'll do what? Keep his commandments. 1 John 3 and 5, right? And the second is like unto it, because that's is also a commandment. Leviticus 19 and 17. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Can't do one without the other. Right? He's telling them how to get eternal life. It's by keeping the laws. Right? Read on.
Khan. And he said unto him, Thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live.
Mm-hmm.
But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yahushua, And who is my neighbor?
Right. Well, you said love thy neighbor. Well, who is my neighbor? Right? He's trying to get, trying to catch Christ in a jam up, trying to trip him up. Right? This is a lawyer, so we know he's a Jew, right? From the southern kingdom. He's asking, well, who should I love as my neighbor? Should it be the Gentiles, the Romans? And they're trying to get him to say the Romans. You know what I'm saying? But Christ is going to break down who is he really speaking about, right? Read on.
Khan. And Yahushua answering said, A certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment, and wounded him, and departed, leaving him half dead.
Right. So this parable, there was a man that was traveling. He got beaten and robbed, right, and left in the street for dead. Read on.
And by chance, there came down a certain priest that way.
Right. The priests at the time of Christ, right, was the Levites. Right. Majority of the Levites joined themselves unto what kingdom?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
The tribe of Judah.
Right. The tribe of Judah. Right. Now, of course, you had Levites dispersed amongst the nine tribes as well. Right. But the southern kingdoms consist of those three tribes. Right. And the priest, who's supposed to be honorable and upholding the laws of God and loving thy neighbor as thyself, this is what this priest did. Read on.
And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side.
He said, well, this ain't my problem. He kept on pushing. Read on.
And likewise a Levite, when he was at the place, came and looked on him, and passed by on the other side.
Right, passed by the other. He's seen his brother in need. He's seen his brother in distress, in trouble. And he didn't do anything to attempt to help them. All right, this metaphor is much bigger than just your individual righteousness. Right, in the grand level, the grand scheme of things, Christ is speaking about how we relate to each other as a nation. How so-called black people relate to Hispanic people. Because we are all one nation. And right now, our Hispanics are in a time of distress. Our brothers are in a time of need. The Haitians are in a time of need. Are we going to respond how the priests and the Levites going to respond? Or should we respond another way? Read on.
Khan. But a certain Samaritan.
But a certain Samaritan, right? This man was not considered a priest of nobility. He was not a Levite. He was not still ordained in the land of Judea with the Judites or with the southern kingdom. This was a man who lost his identity, was seen another brother suffering and felt compelled to do something about it. Right? Samaria was a city that was established in the northern part of Israel, where the northern kingdom dwelt. And that came about when the heathens start to come in their land. So most of our people became Samaritans. Most of our people became what the other nations told us to be, Greeks, Romans. So our people who identify with these names of these heathens, right? When this brother or this person in this parable was traveling, right? He seen another brother, and even though he didn't have the title of being an Israelite, he still was compelled to help his brother. Right? Read on.
But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him.
Read on.
And went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, Take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee.
Right, man. This brother took care of him. He bandaged his wounds, got him a spot to stay at. The next day, extended his stay, made sure he was good, make sure he was comfortable until he got healed. Right? That's the spirit that we should have towards one another. As a black man, Hispanic man, or Native Indian man. We should not be so full of ourselves because of our titles or because of what we have in this society. We think we got a good job and we're, stable in these jobs, that the white man ain't gonna come and arrest us and deport us. I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. I ain't gotta worry about these Mexicans. I ain't gotta worry about the Hispanics. Well, the white man don't give a damn about both of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to assimilate and join with the oppressor, learn how to have compassion on your brothers and sisters. Right? Read on.
Now, which of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves?
Right. This brother, he didn't just read the law and speak it, but he lived it. Right? Love is not just words, it's an action. And through his actions, he showed that he loved his brother as himself. Because anybody in that situation would want the same thing done to them. For black people, we should understand this. What's happening to the Hispanics is nothing new because we went through the same damn thing. And we know how it feels. You know what I'm saying? We know how it feels. So why would you be in support of it happening to them? Why would you be passive and think it's okay to ignore it when it's not? Christ is commanding for us to come together as a nation, and we can't do that without love and compassion for one another. We can't view each other in the eyes and the lens of the oppressor, because that's how these pastors do it. They perpetuate the white supremacy narrative. That's why they blame everything on black people. They love to blame us as if it's our own fault. Your leaders will say it's your fault. Well, who's gonna have compassion? Say, brother, it's not your fault, man. I understand. Sister, it's not your fault. I understand. Let me help you out. Let me give you a helping hand. Who's gonna be willing to do that? Well, those that do that and move in that type of spirit, those are the ones that actually follow the laws of God. Are actually really brothers and sisters. All right, so you can drop that. Did that answer your breakdown?
Slaki, Khan.
Most High in Christ.
Salaki, sir, before we go. Khan, sir. Yeah, in verse 29, right? In the same chapter that we just read. But he, if I could quickly read, but he willing to justify himself. That willing just to justify himself is that saying like he's trying to catch out Christ so he can be justified in punishing Christ, or trick Christ? And
Well, he's trying to justify within himself as if, he's righteous. Like he's, justified in, not being, completely all the way with the law. Well, I don't know who my neighbors is. Well, can you tell me who my neighbors is? Like he's trying to justify the fact that, I ain't got to go out my way to love my brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Yeah, like he's just trying to be smart with Christ.
Right.
Right, like he's trying to, justify the fact that, he don't give a damn about Negroes. Because listen, I don't know, he ain't my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like Cain did to Abel. Am I my brother's keeper? Trying to get smart. You know what I mean? So that's the same thing that this Pharisee was doing. He knew damn well who his neighbors was. You know what I'm saying? This is a lawyer. He's well versed in the law, so he knows the history of Israel. He knows what happened to the northern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to justify himself. I'm a lawyer. I'm straight. Who my neighbors is. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what it's talking about. All right. Answer your question.
Come. Go on, sir.
All right. Most High in Christ. With that, man, this is it. Wrap it up. Clap it up, man. Most High in Christ. Big up, man. Officer Nawan Ya'ala, Officer Yeshaya, Officer Kamar, Trooper Tazarat. Who else we got on here? Trooper Mashah, soon to be Trooper, but young man Sheldon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cape Town. Yeah, the water, everybody that tuned in, Ma'ala Bob, KJ, the designer, everybody that was in the chat, Saparia. I didn't even get a question. The Revelations 1-5. Hold that question, sis. Officer Kazak will be back next week, and he'll break that down for you. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatam. Yahweh Shemal Atam Ba'Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yashar Barakatam. Shalom, Yashala.